Alright, this thing is small, but don't let that fool you, because this might be one of the most powerful mini e-bikes I've tested so far. Today we're checking out the Freego X0, and yeah, this thing moves.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Daddy O from the O Family channel, and today we're checking out the Freego X0 mini e-bike.
Okay.
Huge shout out to Freego for sending this out for today's video.
Thank you.
And this one's interesting because it's compact, lightweight, but it's packing some serious power under the hood.
Is that so?
So in today's video, we're going to do the full breakdown, unboxing, setup, specs, and of course, real world test ride to see what this thing is all about. Let's get to it. All right, as usual, there we go.
As you guys can see, the bike was packaged really well with a bunch of styrofoam and zip ties, keeping everything secure so nothing's moving around during shipping. Alright, let's go ahead and cut this open and see what else comes inside the box.
A few moments later.
And here is the bike. And honestly, first impressions so far, this thing actually looks really nice. I'm really liking the black colorway. It's got that clean but aggressive look to it. And the Freego logo on the side looks pretty slick too. The saddle also feels surprisingly comfortable right out of the box. And up front you've got these chunky tires with pretty deep tread. So this thing definitely looks ready for some off-road riding and rough terrain. You also get front and rear fenders already included, which is always nice to see. Now inside the smaller box, you've got the owner's manual, the front number plate shield, this massive 203mm brake rotor that we'll need to install, along with some tools, bolts, and screws for assembly. Looks like we also get a clamp here for the headlight setup, some zip ties to help clean up the wiring around the front shield area, a phone mount, and this is actually pretty cool. It even comes with what looks like an AirTag tracker so you can keep track of the bike. You also get the foot pegs and the charger included in the box as well. So overall, pretty straightforward setup, and honestly, so far, first impressions are looking pretty solid. Alright, let's go ahead and get this bike put together. Alright, now it's time to get this thing put together. First thing I'm doing is installing the front brake rotor onto the front wheel, using the smaller screws included in the bag. Just make sure everything is tightened down evenly and secured in place. Next, I'm removing the through axle and taking off the brake guard so we can get the front wheel installed. Now carefully flipping the bike over, sliding the front wheel into place, and making sure the rotor lines up correctly without rubbing against the brake pads. Once everything's lined up, slide the through axle back in and tighten everything down. And just like that, the front wheel is officially on. Now carefully flipping the bike back over and moving on to the handlebars. Loosening up the clamp, placing the handlebars into position, putting the front plate back on, and tightening everything down. You can also adjust the handlebar angle to whatever feels most comfortable for your riding position. Next up is the front fender. There are 3 screws underneath the front axle area, so just line up the fender, tighten the screws down, and you're good to go. Now taking the front number plate and mounting the headlight onto it first. Once that's done, take the entire plate assembly and mount it right below the handlebars. You will probably have to move some of the wires around a little bit to get everything lined up correctly, but overall it's not too difficult. Now moving to the back side of the bike. Loosening the screws underneath the seat so we can lift it up and install the rear fender. Once the fender is lined up, put the seat back down and tighten everything back into place. After that, connecting the wiring for the headlight and the display. Now taking the front shield and using the zip ties to secure everything into place, which also helps hide a lot of the wiring and gives the front end a much cleaner look than just cut off the extra zip tie pieces hanging out. And finally, installing the foot pegs using the spring and pin setup. And just like that, we are officially done. Wow. Honestly, the whole process probably took me around 30 to 45 minutes max.
Alright, so putting the bike together actually wasn't too bad. The only downside is the owner's manual really didn't explain much about the assembly process. So you kind of have to figure a few things out on your own.
Come on, man.
But man, I gotta say I really like the look of this bike.
Nice.
It looks slick, aggressive, and honestly it feels like a mini version of some of the electric dirt bikes I reviewed before. Now because this is a smaller bike, the seat height is only 26.8 inches and the recommended rider height is 4'7" to 5'9". I'm about 5'10". I'm not gonna lie, it does feel a little small for me. So if you're taller, maybe around 5'8" and up, it's probably gonna feel a little bit compact. But if you're shorter or maybe just over 4 feet tall, honestly this thing could fit you really well. Okay. Now powering the X0 is a 2000 watt rear brushless hub motor with 3600 watts of peak power. In city mode, top speed is limited to around 20 miles per hour, but once you unlock off-road mode, this thing can hit up to around 40 miles per hour.
That's crazy.
And yeah, we're definitely going to test that out later in the video. Battery wise, this is running a 60 volt 23 amp hour battery, 1380 watt hours, and Freego says you can get anywhere from around 20 to 56 miles of range depending on things like rider height, rider weight, terrain, weather, and how hard you are on the throttle. It also comes with the 67.2 volt 3 amp charger, and charging time is roughly around 3 to 6 hours. Now this bike weighs about 99 pounds, so even though it's compact, it's definitely not a lightweight bike either. For stopping power, the X0 comes with hydraulic disc brakes with 203 millimeter rotors, so braking performance should be really solid. The one thing I noticed right away, the tire setup is actually pretty interesting. You got a 14-inch front tire and a 10-inch rear tire with motorcycle grade puncture resistant tires.
Cool.
I've seen 14 and 12-inch setups before on bikes like this, but I don't think I've seen a 10-inch rear tire before, so that definitely caught my attention. And to help smooth things out, the X0 also comes with full suspension with hydraulic front and rear shock absorbers. So overall, for a bike this size, this thing is packing some serious power, ready to be unleashed. Alright, before we take it out for a spin, let me show you a few button functions here. Let's go ahead and take the protection off the screen. There it goes. And you turn this on. Don't forget, before you turn it on, there is a little red button. You gotta turn the switch on, and all you have to do is press the M button and it turns on the bike. And right now it's showing the battery level, which is full, and that's the assist. Using the plus and minus button, the assist goes all the way up to 5, and here is a speedometer in the top right corner, and over here we got the odometer, 0 miles. You press the M button, it goes to a different mode. It shows a trip, single mileage, battery voltage output, and then how long this bike's been on, and that is pretty much it using the N button. And here's a light switch on the left. You press it up to turn on the light, and I do love this headlight, nice and bright.
Sun is shining on me.
For this bike size, and also we do have a tail light on the back. Here's a tail light, and here's a brake light.
Cool.
And here is a turn signal. And on the back side,
Nice.
there's a left turn signal. And then here's the right turn signal. It does come with a horn button underneath right here. Whoa, that is pretty loud. Loud horn, which is great. And just like other dirt bikes, this is the rear brake, and this one is the front brake, and this is the throttle. And that's pretty much it. And to get to the advanced setting, you want to set up your code to unlock the bike. You hold the plus and minus button for a few seconds. That should get you to the code, so you can set up your code to unlock it. That's it. All right, so let's go ahead and take this out for a spin and how it does. All right guys, let's go ahead and take this out for a spin. Go ahead and turn the bike on. It is. Let's see here. Right now, the assist, let's start with 1. So let's start with 1. Let's see how fast this is gonna go. right away, the bike is very comfortable and smooth and already going 15 miles per hour on the assist 1. Actually 16, and the bike is surprisingly super quiet and the suspension feels great. So let me see assist 2, see how fast it's gonna go. I feel a little more torque, and right away I went up to 21, 25, 27, 28. Wow, 29.
That's crazy.
And assist 2, the brake feels great. Brake is amazing. I'm gonna try assist 3. Oh yeah, more torque. 29, 30. It's really easy to control, and bike feels light. Doesn't feel as heavy. Let's try assist 4. Oh yeah. More torque. 31, 35. Let's go on the big road here. Go still assist 4. Ooh, the torque is instant. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Wow. 41.
No way.
Woo. That's an assist 4. Let me try assist 5, the highest. Let's see how fast this is gonna go. We're on the big road. Here we go. Oh yeah. It's kicking in. 41, 42, 43. Woo. Surprisingly, it's got a lot of torque. Let me see here. Going back. Man, this is fun. Even though at top speed, feel like you have a good control. 140 miles per hour. The brake, it feels amazing. Ride feels smooth, controlled. Oh yeah, this is fun. 43, 44, 45.
Whoa.
Woo! 45 was the highest. That was fun, man. Bike this size, it's got so much power and it is super fun. And like I said earlier, it is comfortable. The suspension does the job. It feels like one of the dirt bike I have reviewed, the bigger one, but in a mini version. So this is perfect for teenagers, older teenagers, responsible rider who's looking to have fun, thrill ride. I would strongly recommend this, even for adults too. But if you are on the taller side, this bike's going to feel a little small. So I would say if you are maybe 5'9" and under. Myself, I mean, I can ride it, I'm 5'10". It's comfortable, but it does feel a little small. So bike like this, obviously, let's test out the grassy road and hills and bumps here. Let's see how it does.
Now, this is where the Freego X0 really started surprising me. Riding this thing through the grass bumps and hills honestly felt way smoother than I expected for a bike this size. The suspension actually does a pretty solid job soaking up rough terrain. And once you start riding it off-road a little bit, that's when this bike really starts getting fun. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pleasantly surprised by the power too. For a smaller compact bike, this thing moves. As soon as you hit that throttle, it's got some serious torque. And it honestly reminds me of some of the more premium electric dirt bikes I've reviewed before, just shrunk down into a smaller package. The smaller frame also makes it feel super nimble and easy to throw around, especially on tighter trails and rough terrain. And honestly, this is one of those bikes where you just hop on and instantly start smiling. If you're somebody looking for more of a thrill ride and just want something fun to rip around on, this thing definitely delivers. I could also see this being a really good fit for younger riders or teens that are responsible and experienced enough to handle the power. And for adults with a smaller frame, this thing would probably feel even more comfortable than it does for me. Overall, the more I rode it, the more fun I started having with it.
Alright, before we get into the pros and cons, just remember everyone's wants and needs are going to be a little different when it comes to e-bikes. Not every bike's going to be perfect for every rider, and at the end of the day, this is just my personal opinion based on my own riding experience with the bike. Some of you guys might absolutely love certain things about it, while others might be looking for something different, and that's totally okay. So after spending some time riding the Freego X0, let's go over some quick quick pros and cons. Starting with the cons, and honestly there really aren't too many. The biggest thing for me personally is going to be the size. Now if you're taller like me at around 5'10", it does start to feel a little compact after a while, especially during longer rides. So I would say this bike is definitely going to feel more comfortable for shorter riders. And the other thing is, even though it's a mini bike, this thing still weighs around 99 pounds, so it's not exactly lightweight if you need to lift it or move it around. But now moving on to the pros, and this is where X0 gets really fun. First off, the power. For a bike this size, the acceleration is honestly pretty crazy, and once you unlock off-road mode, this thing absolutely rips. Second, I really like the styling. It got that aggressive mini dirt bike look, and everywhere I rode it, it definitely turned some heads. Another big plus is a suspension setup. Between the front and rear hydraulic suspension, it actually does a pretty decent job soaking up bumps and making the ride feel smoother than I expected. And lastly, this thing is just fun. That's probably the best way I can describe it. It's one of those bikes where you hop on, hit the throttle, and instantly start smiling. So overall, if you're looking for a compact e-bike with some serious power, aggressive styling, and just an all-around fun riding experience, the Freego X0 is definitely worth checking out. If you guys want more information, I'll have the link down in the description below, along with the discount code OHFAMILY, OHFAMILY, to save you guys $100 off. A huge thanks again to Freego for sending this out for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this one, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our future adventures and reviews. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.